Good evening. Welcome to Investigator News, and this is the Weather and Lifestyle News Channel. And boy, a lot of great news today. Kind of funny, kind of sad. The submarine, they ran out of air. But I heard one of the gentlemen saying that he'd been on there and they know how to last. I don't know if they found it. Now, I heard earlier just rumors that they may have found some debris. But we're going to wait and see. We're going to have hope. We're going to have faith. And boy, Hogs on the run. They had the cops on the run, I think, for days. I can't wait to read this one. I know I'm going to laugh. I saved it. I didn't even read it because I'm better impromptu on reading it and giving you my reaction on it. And weather, we got 4 systems now. They got Invest 4, fourth one. Wait a minute. Karen, what are you doing in here? You're supposed to be having a birthday party. So happy birthday to Karen's son. Hope he has how old is he? Is he old? Am I too old for him if I'm single? Don't tell him I said that. Don't even let him watch the show now. This is live. I can't take it back. I'm teasing. He's probably like 19? No, let's not go. Oh, he's 45. Oh, he's okay. He's older than jailbait. Karen's ready to throw some popcorn at me. She's like, don't even go there. Yeah, I'm too old. I'm so old that even the dirt just lays there and turns to mud. It just don't even know what to think of me anymore. I'm just old. Someone asked me yesterday, they asked how old I was. And I told them, they said, wow, I didn't realize you were that old. I'm going to start lying and say I'm just 25 or something. Everybody's like, wow, you're that old? I can't wait for my birthday. We're going to have fun on that day. So he's 45 and she's making him. Why doesn't he want a cake? Is there a thing about cupcakes that he likes? And what kind? Mine is spice cake and buttercream frosting. And if you throw a few raisins in it. I know a lot of people make carrot cake out of it, but no carrots. I'm not a veggie. I'm a junk food. I make 2 cakes, one for me and one for the family. And then I binge. All right. So this weather, oh my goodness, all these hurricanes starting, and they're making a straight line path, just like every season. I was waiting for it to start. Everybody was like, oh, we don't get them till the fall. No, we run tornado season and hurricane season at the same time. And super moist yellow cake with cream cheese. Ugh. I'm not big on cream cheese, folks. I don't know what it is. It just tastes funny to me. I guess because I was raised on buttercream frosting made with real butter. homemade by my Aunt Bertha. Yes, I had an Aunt Bertha. You guys remember that song? Oh, who did it? Hello Mudda, Hello Fada. Yeah. I might even have to put that in trivia tomorrow. I was going to do pictures tomorrow, but I'm giving Karen a hint. What is it? Yeah, I think I'd do pictures. Everybody likes the picture trivia. So I think that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. See if you guys can guess what I put up there. I'm thinking about doing a close-up shot of my toenail and see if y'all can figure it out. Karen is just totally what Karen. I just, we might as well just do it because I know you're wanting to do this at me. I need a double shot. Yeah, there you go. I think Karen's about. She's like, I'm gonna go back to making cake and being with grandbaby. So, all right, so let's get the weather and guess who's here? Miss Davis. I don't know what they're doing at the Weather Channel, but they're changing their lineup up, and they're no longer. I have to hunt for their weather forecasts. So here's Miss Davis with the hurricane.
Tropical storm Brett will impact the Lesser Antilles starting today, and we now have a brand new tropical depression, TD4, in the central Atlantic. We'll start with Brett, and it is approaching the Lesser Antilles. So today, tonight will be the worst impacts. Winds right now 70 miles per hour. Beyond the Lesser Antilles, this moves into the Caribbean where it will fall apart. But the biggest impacts are expected over St. Lucia and Martinique. That's where we have tropical storm warnings right now. So heavy rain, damaging winds. Here's a look at the rainfall that is expected over the next couple of days. Right behind that, we have TD4. Now, this is brand new in the central Atlantic. This would not be surprising to see this storm gain strength and become the next tropical system. So we are going to be watching this very closely. If it does get a name, it would be Cindy.
Okay, so we still have two storms that we're watching out in the tropics.
All right, we don't need him just yet. So you see, there's four of them lined up. They're all looking like tropical storms, but that's how they start off. Now they said the one going over the islands is going to break up, which is good. We don't need hurricanes going into the Gulf. Now the next one they said that could be Cindy. It could be named Cindy. It looks like she's going to go up towards the eastern part of Florida. Um, all right, so let me move on with this. Uh, Hurricanes. What happens to the ocean after a hurricane? Um, they trap heat deeper in the oceans than scientists thought. Um, New research found that hurricanes and cyclones push heat much deeper into the ocean, and that it can result in good and bad for the planet, they say. Heat is a key component. Basically, they say that it gains the energy from a warm sea temperatures, and that this heat helps moist air near the ocean surface, like a hot air balloon forms. They say, is it good or bad? Um, Looking at they basically can even cause typhoons in other parts of the world. So it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And they're finding this out, putting up weather balloons. So, yeah, they do put weather balloons up. Lo and behold, they do. So, hello, Susan. Um, Latest earthquakes. Boy, this is a weird day for earthquakes. Um, they have, we had, well, there's kind of less than when I pulled it up. They're having a cluster happen down around Kermadec Islands, Tonga. Um, come on, let me see this one. It just basically Tonga. Um, and they're getting a cluster and they're being hit with fours and fives over and over again. Now we do have that underground um, volcano, but a lot of it is gases. So I'm kind of watching up. It just reloaded again, and I don't see anything. We get up around Japan. Okinawa had one, and it was a 5.1. Then we have a chain of them that go up from Izu Island to Katsura to Mitsu, and then Yubari. They're all in the fours. I don't know if you can see the screen, but they're all in between 4.0 to a 4.6. Then we have just a couple, Attic, Alaska, and then we had a very small one. Then the bigger one in Alaska was the basically, oh boy, Susitna, North Alaska 3.7. And then do you notice that South America don't have anything? Again, it's real quiet. So either we're going to see this go straight across with some deep ones and see bigger than a 5.0, or we're gonna see something come up and around into Alaska. So what we have, Ashford, Washington, 2.6. You notice Washington is getting a bunch of them now, and then it either goes down to the San Andreas, right around Ferndale, California, or it goes to the center where it's hitting Nevada, or even Montana and Wyoming's been having them. So this one here went to Bella Vista, California. And then we have another one in Springs, Nevada. Then down in, this is off the coast of Central America, that's 4.9. Now, over where we're seeing these hurricanes, Puerto Rico region and pretty much Puerto Rico, 3.1, 3.8, 3.2, nothing real big, but we got that hurricane going through. So it must be very unnerving for Puerto Rico, not only to be worried about a hurricane, but they can feel these earthquakes. These are pretty deep, but there was one that was about 10 miles deep, 10, 15 miles deep, so they felt it. So I bet they're wondering, is this a hurricane or is this an earthquake? How odd is it to have both at once? All it takes is for this tropical storm to go north just a little bit, and it will clip Puerto Rico. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, because it's going straight. And they said, remember they said it's going to fizzle out, then it strengthened. Now they say it should, after it gets past the islands, it will once again dissipate. I'm going to say wait and see. I don't think they know. I think they're I don't want to say the meteorologists are guessing, but a hurricane, it just depends. It's the same way as a tornado. It can die down or it can go through 10 towns. You could get 2 or 3 at once. You don't know what the weather's going to do. All right, so this one here is over in Ukraine. Now, I thought this was interesting. Is this due to the war? Is this an explosion, maybe? There was an explosion in, I think, I want to say Paris, but I don't want to. I don't want to be wrong on this. Over in Europe, there was, or right real close in Europe, there was an explosion. There's been like 3 of them in the past 2 days, all over the place. One was a store out in California. One was there, and I think the UK even had one. So what's with the explosions now? So hello to Susan. So this one was in Ukraine. It was a 4.7, and this is Foros. Now, I know for a fact they felt it. This was maybe 5 miles deep. So it rumbled. So they could have mistaken it for a missile, parts of war. But I think it might have freaked a few of them out. We don't get them in Ukraine. Eastern Turkey, of course, we've been seeing them there. So we're going to have to wait and see. I'm going to keep an eye on Ukraine and ask my reporters out there if they heard or seen anything. Because it's interesting to know as if they thought it was an earthquake or thought this was part of the war, something big. All right, missing Titanic. Oh boy, folks. Underwater robot searches. They had so many, so much equipment with the National Guard, the Navy, the Air Force. C-130s were flying over to look. They're looking hard now. Like I said earlier, I heard rumors there was debris that was found. I'm not sure if this is a submarine. I'm just gonna hope for the best. Um, maybe there's one. Maybe one alive. There's five or six for the that's on there. It'd be great if two or three, maybe all of them are alive. Um, but they're looking. They say dozens of vessels and robots and everything they could possibly get down in the water to search for the submarine. Um, um, oh boy, you got to take a look at this little guy. Well, he's not little. He's a giant snail. He's a giant snail. And so, what is it with this guy? They're quarantining people. This is an African snail. And the Florida community is ordered to quarantine due to the invasion of these giant African land snails. They're capable of eating through stucco and other materials. This species um, is no natural predators, as forced Florida Department of Agriculture to issue quarantine order for the community of Broward County. Official announced that several square miles of the city. Boy, here I only thought it was the beach, and now we're finding out parts of the city. Giant snail invasion. Boy, where'd that come from? I mean, we haven't had a hurricane in a while, and all of a sudden we have giant African snails in Florida. How weird is this world getting? You know, so they they quarantined as officials attempt to eradicate the snails from the area. Under the quarantine, it's unlawful to move giant African land snails or regulated. It's a regulated article, including but not limited to plants, plant parts, plant soil, yard waste, debris, compost. None of it. Um, they said they'll continue to use the same treatment for this pest, which is a molicide, a snail bait, and it's approved for residential use. Uh, Two areas with larger quarantine will be treated for the snail bait, according to the map. The giant African snail. Uh, this animal is an environmental menace, they say. Okay, so why they have them giant rats there too? Nutra, those are huge. And then they got giant snakes. They got giant alligators and the crocodiles now. Now they got giant snails. Oh, and iguanas. Let's not forget about the giant iguanas. What is it? Is it becoming giant everything in Florida? Boy, folks, I feel for you. I'm gonna have to call my nephew and talk to him and tell him, I don't know. Next thing you know, what about they might get the coconut crabs? Those great big coconut crabs. What about giant spiders? I don't know. Uh, huh. Not sure, Andrew, but Andrew, welcome to the show. U.S. Coast Guard for confirmed an hour ago an implosion and deaths. Oh, that's sad. So, all right. Now, this one here, I was tempted Monday to do this one because it was an auto shop owner that um, who paid. Now, I heard there was 1,000 pennies. Now I'm looking at 91,000 pennies. These were oily pennies. He let this guy go. The auto shop owner was mad at him So instead of giving him his last paycheck, what he did was he unloaded pennies, oily pennies, all over his driveway. Well, um, after he'd done this, and he said, him and his wife said they got pretty upset about it and had to clean it up and had to clean the pennies, in order to do something with them. These weren't rolled up, these were just laying there and they were oily. So he took the owner to court. Well, other disgruntled employees has decided this. Um, so, um, so others that were upset because they got jilted too, they joined in on the lawsuit, and they ended up getting a hefty settlement of because one with the guy with the oily pennies. Um, they ended up getting the city of Georgia owes them 39,000, and he's splitting it between the 9 workers. But then he got an additional 30,000 for the pennies being oily, and then it ended up being $91,000 that he had received for this. And why? I mean, I've heard of disgruntled employees, but never an employer that's going to do something like this. And it's just petty. It's just walk away if you quit, or if they let you go and you're mad, just go somewhere else. Because they're not going to last if they treat their employees like this. This was 9 other employees, so there was 10 altogether that were mad at this employer. And then how's he get even? He throws oily pennies. Mm. Um, I would say something else, but it's political and it's in the news. I'll run it on the evening on my next show about people now with this um, new wave that's come out. I don't want to say woke because it's everybody. It's all generations. It's angry and they want to throw a fit. They get real boisterous. This is just over the last, I'm going to say 4 or 5 years. All right, so who cares? We want to hear about the hogs. All right, so the Hamilton the hog, he ties up police officers for days. He ended up terrorizing. Susan, did you hear about this one? Maybe Karen, if she's still here. He terrorized a Pennsylvania town. Uh, Fastest pig alive. The hog that scared off the pigs, or I mean the police. I'm gonna get in trouble for that. So, police said Hamilton the hog was taken to Lancaster Farm Sanctuary. Well, he'll live out his days telling stories about being saved from the life on the streets. Okay, so this is a Lancaster County had a hog wild for the last few days this week. They attempted to catch the loose pig and was reported scurrying around Hamilton Park neighborhood. As it turns out, pigs are really fast. Oh, yeah. You could drive a vehicle, those hog hunters. They drive 40, 50, 60 miles an hour to catch these things. They're not easy to catch. Why do you think they drive? Sometimes they even do helicopter hunts because they're quick and they dart in different directions too. And so do the babies behind the moms. Um, they are very fast. Um, so they said he was reported scurrying around the park and the neighborhood. Um, they not only fast, but they're elusive. Oh yeah, they're good at hiding. Uh, they think this is fun. I mean, this pig probably was having fun, having all these guys chasing him, and he was still getting away. They said they began an earnestly and a lengthy news release Thursday about the pursuit of the animal they named uh, Hamilton, and this one escaped and escaped capture for days, presumably living off the land, like its cousin, the wild boar. Police said that after days of numerous calls from neighbors, the man reported this enormous pig was sleeping under the trampoline in his backyard. And so the police, with all their experience, responded, but were unable to capture the sneaky swine. I'm reading this verbatim, folks, and I don't want to laugh. Um, uh, and so, this isn't the only time these pigs do this. They even had one in Wisconsin, folks, that they named Albert, and he was elusive. And they finally lured him with fruit snacks and sweet, sticky treats like um, uh, um, Rice Krispie treats. Oh, boy. Okay, so had this been a dog or a cat, had been resolved within an hour, the news release said. But livestock on the loose, not exactly what they expected. Um, so they offered him food bribes, and basically they said a foot pursuit of the escaped swine ensued after he escaped from the farm. Um, An out of control of farm animal in play in the area of a pediatric medical facility. They said, what could go wrong? It depends if he was a friendly pig or not. If he wasn't friendly, they'll charge you and bite. So you got to be careful with these wild ones. Um, so the police said that they basically finally caught him and with snacks, fruit snacks, and other snacks. And they finally captured him and they finally put him in a place where he could live out his days telling stories to other rescued animals about how he was saved from the life on the streets. Thank God. I wonder how many police videos are out there that those the cameras they wear. I would love to see videos of this, of them chasing this pig, because it's if someone were to get film clips of people that tried to chase these pigs, even out in the wild, it's hysterical. They're just not going to catch them; they just run. And you know, I think it was Arkansas. We had a cow get loose, and they chased the cow for hours. I mean, field after field, and these police officers were getting very upset trying to catch this cow on the loose. And it was only because they were scared of the cow, because they said it looked mean. But they eventually corralled the cow and got it back to the owner. Um, but you know what? We lived next to a place that had cows, and I went up, and boy, that cow kind of charged at me a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, not a nice cow." Yeah, no, you can't. Some of them you just can't touch. All right, so here we go with Florida. I don't know if these are giant or not. I hope not. They confirmed in Florida that to urge caution for malaria. They said they've got confirmed cases in Florida, with health officials asking local residents to take actions to protect themselves. Malaria is not spread human to human, but the mosquitoes they're finding are carrying the disease. They don't say anything about anything you have to do. At this point, they're just giving the warning. Health officials are asking local residents to keep an eye on the amount of mosquitoes. Don't do standing water. Don't leave water out on food dishes for your dogs. Nothing wet, puddles, none of it. Because after a good rain in the south, you just don't think about that. And then, boy, I tell you what, you get a bunch of mosquitoes, big time. So be very careful. Um, so this one here, I looked at it and I said, oh my gosh, it's got a copyright on it, but it's really good. Um, Tornadoes, they go through and they take everything out, and they will carry stuff for miles. And I was I was very amazed at this one. This is a chicken farm. Now, the chicken farm got hit. I mean, you could see the enclosure laying down around it and all the little white things, right? Those are all chickens. They made it through. I'm just going to let you listen to it. You see all them chickens? They made it. I mean, 1,000 were killed, but 80,000, I think it said 80,000 um, um, chickens left alive. They were just right there. I don't know if they flew off and then flew back, but it looks like it just took out everything around them. And their chicken coop, or the chicken den, I guess is what we call it here, um, and all them chickens were left. I don't know. I guess they're. I don't. Should we want to eat them chickens? They're pretty tough. I don't. I don't know. Those are some mighty strong chickens. Uh, and when I seen that, I was just amazed that these chickens were just sitting all over the ground. Granted, 1,000, like I said, were killed, but that many were left. Um, Now, the Hawaiian volcano, Kilauea, um, the eruption has begun 2 weeks ago. Um, they said it's come to a pause in ways, but they're not sure if it's still going to spew lava. They're watching it. They said it's been going for 2 weeks, and then now it has slowed down, and now it looks like it could be stopped at this point. So that's what we're hoping, that we don't see any more. But they said it doesn't mean anything because they're still getting small earthquakes in the bottom of the core of the volcano, where it bubbles and it just churns it to where it could become active at any time. So wow. Um, a three-legged bobcat. This is something that's boy, it's on the animals today. But this is a trail cam that captured a three-legged bobcat surviving in the wild. We don't hear about bobcats, folks, and they're around. They're like mountain lions. If you've seen foxes or even raccoons, there's a good possibility you could have a bobcat close by. And but one with three legs, and this is, boy, it's all in Florida today. What is it about Florida? This is bobcats in Florida. And they said they wouldn't have caught it if it wasn't for a trail cam. Now hopefully you guys can see this picture of him. He's missing his front leg. And they said that this is the first time they've seen this elusive cat. Um, they said, um, they'll eat larger poultry, birds. They'll even break into the chicken coops. And you will see their little glowing eyes. And they have been known to kill very small animals. They say that, you just have to be careful if you live out in the wild. And if you got a lot of wild animals, uh, maybe mountain lions, cougars in the area, you might have a bobcat with that, as well as raccoons and other small animals that could take out a little chihuahua in a heartbeat. Um, so, don't put it off. Even coyotes, foxes, um, they run in the same batch, folks. And yeah, these are such an elusive creature. You're going to be lucky to even see one. You'll see a fox, but you're not going to see a bobcat. Uh, they pretty much hide. So, yeah, so there was a bobcat, three-legged bobcat, finally caught. And they knew about this guy, but they thought he had died by now. And no, lo and behold, someone's trail cam picked it up. All right, so we are down to the funny post today, and of course, animal thoughts. Yep, animal thoughts. Um, um, and I'm going to skip through them. I've done these before, I believe. Um, and so I wanted to throw it in there because there's so many critters on the show today. No alligators, though. All right, so the goldfish, just because I have a 3-second memory, they don't think I'll mind eating the same fish flakes over and over. Oh boy, fish flakes. Do you ever think about that with your? I think that with the bird too. I give it the same bird seed over and over and over again. I bet it's like, oh yeah, here we go. Great. Same old seed. Yep, a little bit of color and yeah, okay. When something special happened. But this one won't eat nothing. I tried giving him different bird seed and stuff, and this bird don't like nothing but the bird seed. All right. A parrot. Tease, tease, tease. But do those greedy clowns ever really give me a cracker? Hell no. Yeah, probably want a cracker. The dog. I don't care if you take the jewelry or money, but don't mess with the fridge or the dog treats on top of the fridge. A cat. I wish he would stop kicking me down the stairs. Yikes! No, no kicking cats. The dog. Why is the baby eating my food? The cat. The same thing. Uh, why do babies eat dog and cat food? That's just icky. All my nieces and nephews did. I'm gonna blame it on my nieces and nephews. Every single one of them. They were like in the dish, muncha, muncha, muncha. Yeah. All right, hamster. Kill me. This will is boring. Here's one for an iguana. Oh, great. Another day of being in this small cage with a food bowl, my water, and these annoying wood chips. Yeah, let him out in Florida. See if how long he makes it. Oh boy. The gerbil. No, no, no wires. No, stay in your cage and don't chew up my wires. Oh, yeah. I bet the dog, I bet if he could do that, he would be telling me to stop. And the cat, oh no, he's picking me up to do another land on all fours again. The bunny, I wonder if she notices that there's poop on her pillowcase. Uh, but these are horrible, folks. I'm gonna have to go up and see if there's something really good. Uh, no, yikes! Don't kick the cat. Now, come on, guys or girls. Just keep them off the counters. Don't hurt the kitty cats. All right, so that is it for today. Tomorrow, boy, tomorrow another show, but we will have trivia tomorrow. Like I said, I want to do some picture trivia. So hopefully you'll join us for the weather and lifestyle news show and then come enjoy our news and trivia. I'm going to try to keep it light for those that, they're just not into a whole bunch of news. So I'll do a little bit of light news with it. So come and play. All right, with that, you guys have a wonderful Thursday. And we're getting closer to the weekend. And if you're in the areas with the hurricanes, be safe. Even these tornadoes going through the south have been horrendous. And Texas, stay cool. All right, folks, see you soon. Either join me on the next show or you'll see me tomorrow. Subscribe, hit the like button, share, follow us, and ring my bell.